Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today and Tarot. My name is Mel Rose. This is the Tarot portion and the second half of my daily astrology vlog, which you can check out on my other channel, Astrology Today with Mel Rose. Here, I'll discuss the tarot card that sits on the side of the page. Then I'll do a quick review of the day's aspects before I play another card that may give us something more to think about. So let's get into it. The card that currently sits on the side of the page is the Seven of Wands, and astrologically it relates directly to the last 10 days or the third decan of the Sun's transit in the land of Leo. Leo is a fire sign. Wands in Tarot are fire, and fire element symbolism is about spark, drive, enthusiasm, excitability, impatience sometimes, restlessness, whatever it is that moves us into action often with a goal to pursue. And here we see with the Seven of Wands a person who has achieved a certain prominence. And I use the word prominence in a slightly double way because I'm definitely talking about a high ground, right? If we look back at the Six of Wands, we had just had some sort of sparkling and grand achievement that people were able to celebrate. Well, guess what? When people celebrate you for your grand achievements, close behind them will be the people who compete with you to sort of knock you off of that high ground you have gained. Okay, they think they can do it better. They think that you should have done it differently, or that they can find a different way to do it. They just want to sort of take your place. And, it can make a person somewhat defensive, right? So understand, as we saw the Nine of Pentacles yesterday, that, you can sit here and defend the ground you have gained. However, this is not forward motion, okay? This is not how we drive toward our passionate pursuits. This is just defending some let's say collateral that we have gained in the acquisition of our past pursuits. So we want to make sure and have some security around us if we can, okay? Apply whatever security you need to protect the collateral you have gained with your achievements, whether it's putting locks on your doors or one of those cameras on the front door. Whatever you have to do to feel like you are secure in your situation so that you don't have to spend your time defending against attackers and people who want to be like you, probably the better. And with all of that said, I'm going to go ahead and shuffle some cards while I remind myself and the cards that the Sun is in Leo. And the Sun being in Leo, we're in the last week here of the Sun's transit in Leo, and it is in its homeland. The Sun is in its homeland at this time, all right? But we can see this season is about to change. The Sun sets earlier these days. It rises later. But it still dominates our days in terms of heat and light. And so, in this sort of golden hour, this sort of waning light of summer, we can look back on the season sort of fondly and give appreciation for the friends we made, the people that we met and interacted with, the great stuff we got to do. Venus is also in Leo. It can be pretty dramatic and demonstrative in love, and I think that's beautiful. If you love someone, it's only natural to show it, and sometimes in a big way, but let's be careful not to give anyone the wrong impression about the depth of our feeling or our intentions toward them, okay? Aries, Moon is in Aries today, making ingress to Taurus later this evening, so it's a waning gibbous moon. Waning gibbous in Aries has been about making active and physical assessments of our creative space and our routines, and sort of moving the stuff, like actively pushing the stuff toward the door that no longer contributes to our sense of what's possible for us in the future. And then, we start on the moon side. The moon goes sextile to Uranus early this morning, so we can awake with this really solid, grounded vibe of being anchored in the heart and the home. I think that's lovely, kind of will help us stay focused and intent on the routines that work for us. And then this afternoon, moon goes square to Pluto. Some unwelcome feelings, understandings, discoveries may come up, things that came unbidden, and we're not really very happy about how we feel about them. It can be a bit of a challenge, okay? But it's also an opportunity, okay? So you have this 6-hour void of course period today when you have the best chance of connecting your heart to spirit, your moon to the outer moon, right? To have this important conversation with yourself about whatever unwelcome discoveries have come up, so that you can continue to make progress toward your own best experience. And then after that 6-hour void of course, the moon makes ingress to Taurus, and we can really settle down and get grounded in the home life, and not just the home life, like the physical home life, but the family that we keep around us, the bodies of the people that we keep around us. It's a very grounded vibe. It's a very slow down and follow through kind of vibe, because we just came out of Aries. So we're going to carry out some of the initiatives that Aries started, and we're going to do so in a way that helps us feel grounded and secure. On the sun side of the page, sun goes trine to the moon this morning around 9:48, and this is really an indication of this waxing gibbous moon, that 3/4 lit shape of the moon, and it gives us that trine aspect, gives us ideal personal functioning, okay? Like, we know our hearts and we know our minds, and we know that they can work together at this time to take care of the business that we're trying to take care of. And then Mercury goes trine to Uranus today, and that will be with us for about 6 days. And I put extrasensory perception here. Really it's about, sort of being able to, how do I say that? Being able to sort of think up kind of oddball genius things at this time, okay? So we're kind of being called upon in our rational mind to open up to other ideas, new possibilities for perspectives. There is so much we don't already know, and so this is a blessed and wonderful time to come up with, something new and fantastic that will help us move forward in the pursuit of our long-term goals, right? Our global domination, your personal version of global domination. And then in the ongoing column, we have a few things going on, of course. So first, I want to remind us that we're deep in the mix of this retrograde season, currently with 5 influential bodies appearing to move backward along their regular route. Soon Uranus is going to be there, Mercury is going to be there, Mars is going retrograde on Halloween this year. Talk about spooky. All of these planets have placements in our charts, and they all have an influence on what happens in our lives and how we experience it. So when a planet goes retrograde, it changes the focus of that influence to our inner life, and it asks us to reassess how we are working with these energies. Retrograde season is a time when we experience a lot of personal development. Growth and transformation right now are practically unavoidable. And if you can't see all the changes that are coming about in your life, it doesn't mean that you're not going through them, okay? You're still doing a lot on the inside, so have some grace for yourself and others, because we are each and all going through this in our own ways. And, with all of that said, Mercury is currently quincunx to Chiron, while Sun is trine to Chiron. So Sun trine Chiron here is saying, just be yourself and you will be really well received by other people. Your authenticity will win them over. But Mercury says, I kind of hesitate to be myself. I'm not really quite ready. I'm probably in my head a little bit about it. It makes me feel anxious to express myself quite completely authentically around other people at this time. And if that's the case, just do your best, right? You still got to express yourself in some way, and you're just going to have to give them the best that you can. Sun is also square to Uranus right now, changes in the air. That Uranus conjunct North Node is starting to let go of us now, so that intensity of the focus about the shifting availability of resources is going to die off a little bit. It's still on our mind, right? and we're still remaining flexible about it, but it's just not such an intense focus for us now. So something has given, but something also is on the verge of giving too. Something is going to change, and I'm looking to this Sun quincunx Neptune that's going to pick up tomorrow and really provide us an opportunity for a turning point. Sun is in opposition to Saturn right now, and we might be feeling the weight of our commitments. They might be feeling a little bit like a burden, especially our outer life commitments, those work, social, and civic plans that we've made, and or routines that we have committed to. And, you know, it might be a good time to take a little break, or if you can't take a little break, then just try to ask for some help. Also, Mars square Saturn says, work less hard, okay? So if you're feeling the weight of your commitments, if it's overwhelming, you know, just do what you can, okay? You know, you don't have to get it all done. If it's impossible to get it all done, then why would you work harder than you need to just to not get everything done anyway, right? We need to prioritize things a little bit, and we need to take care of things that will get us moving down the road more easily than just beating our head up against a wall, right? Mars is sextile to Neptune as well here, and this is like a very sensual, sexy, bold, courageous vibe. We want to connect with others. We want to engage in playful behavior with other people, and that's fine as long as you have found somebody that you want to engage in playful behavior with, and they are reciprocating. If you don't see them reciprocating, or if they don't seem that if they don't seem that receptive or open to you, remember, we don't want to work too hard for it, right? Perhaps find another person to focus on who is reciprocating, or, you know, perhaps just sit back and reassess your approach to connecting with that particular person. Mars trine Pluto, though, at this time we have this beautiful blessing of power and purpose. Okay, this is a sacred opportunity, friends, to move forward into transformations intentionally, to say specifically in a straightforward way, this is what I desire for my life, and I am in pursuit of it. And for Pluto to open up, to give this gift of power to us to be able to actually move through that transition. You know, again, I say on purpose, intentionally, all right, and consciously doing so. So take advantage of that while you have it on the page, friends. And with all of that said, I'm going to throw this card. Oh, we have the Hanged One. Okay. So this is about this is about a pregnant pause. This is a moment, you know, sort of. Sometimes, you know, the universe has a way of stopping us in our tracks and just, you know, hanging us up for a minute and saying, yeah, not yet. You know, you're not going forward the way you wanted to just yet. Mars square Saturn. Don't work too hard, kid, right? Don't try too hard. But also Sun opposite Saturn. Feeling the weight of your commitments, right? But also, you know, this is the moment where you get to take a break. So sometimes, you know, you're feeling the weight of your commitments, and then the universe steps in and says, I'm going to delay that flight home for you one day. And so you get a moment to take a break and to gain some perspective on how badly you wanted to get back to where you were going, and you know, on what you plan to be doing once you get there. Yes, so, you know, this moment to pause, even if it feels like an unwelcome change to your schedule or your plan, please, if you are given a moment to pause, even if it feels like a hang up or a hold up, or, you know, just an unnecessary waiting period, approach it with a sense of, I encourage you to approach it with a sense of contemplation, and a sense that you might be able to learn something or have your perspective changed. Have your perspective changed, okay? And then taken together with the Seven of Wands, you know, here you are in this defensive position. You haven't really set up any security, so you're just kind of beating them back with a stick. And you are, you know, you do have the higher ground here, so it's possible that you can still win this fight. But also, let's talk about a matter of gaining some perspective. If you were to pause and gain some perspective on this situation, you might find that some of the people who are coming after you to compete with you about your last achievement might also be people that would work well with you to help you obtain your next achievement, right? There are other ways to deal with competitors. Some of them involve bringing them on board, celebrating their achievements, seeing how you can combine forces, or, also, just moving on by yourself and allowing them to have the hill that you were defending, because you're on to a bigger and better hill at this time. Okay, and I think that's all I have to say about it today, friends. Thank you so much for joining me. I truly appreciate your presence with me. My name is Mel Rose, and I'll see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today and Tarot.